and welcome. Welcome to another Marty's Minute Menitations. If you're a new listener, thanks for joining us. Thanks for hopping aboard this spaceship. We're venturing out to new lands, new planets, new galaxies. We're preparing to face some uncertainties, maybe some fears. We're going to ask a lot of questions. And you're going to challenge yourself. Marty's going to challenge himself. So welcome. You're very brave. You're very courageous for hopping on this spaceship with me. Don't be modest. You know that you're a strong person. You know that when you turned on Marty's Minute Meditations, you were strong. You were brave. Even if you didn't know what kind of show it was, you knew, I'm brave. I'm courageous for taking this step. For taking a step over the line into something you don't know. Say it. It's okay. I'm brave. I'm courageous. You don't have to say it on the outside. You can say it in the mind's mouth, right? Maybe the mouth in your mind is ready to say, maybe it's like, yeah, I'm ready to say I'm brave. I'm courageous. I'm not going to hold it back. Maybe your real mouth is holding it back because it's afraid to utter it into the world, to manifest the truth of how you feel into the space. But the mouth of the mind is ready to speak it, so speak it. To you old listeners, thanks for coming back. I kept your spot warm. You claimed your realm on this spaceship, your bubble, and it's still there. It's still cozy. Welcome back. It always feels like it's been forever since we've spoken. And Marty would love to get more stuff out there. Marty wants to, get all types of meditations out there. But it takes time for him to sort through the mouth of his mind. What is it saying? What does it want to say? He's also focusing on creating more moments with Marty, which are more of a visual as well as an aural expression of the sacred masculine. So if you want to support Marty's work, if you want him to do it more and do it better, Marty has to admit he's not perfect. And he always is growing and discovering how to give more to all the men out there. And to the women and the non-gender conforming individuals. He doesn't want to limit it to men. I think it's important for all people to experience the meditations, to see that side of the coin. I mean, how do we understand what women need if we don't experience that side of the coin? What is this coin that Marty's talking about? I don't know. Maybe we'll discover more about it in time. So consider becoming a monthly donor. Go to patreon.com/Marty's Minute Meditations. And if you don't want to make a commitment, Marty understands. That's why he has a PayPal account and a Buy Me a Coffee account. Give $1 per episode. That's all Marty asks. That fills Marty's heart with hope. Hope, which is conveniently the next topic Marty will be exploring on his next Moments with Marty. So keep an eye out for that on his YouTube channel. The link will be in the description. Also, Marty wants to take this opportunity to thank Josh Hatcher of the MANLIHOOD MANCAST. Marty's starting to communicate with more men out there. Men who continue to redefine and explore this wonderful thing called manhood. It's a real mystery, this thing called manhood. And especially since we're entering into a new epoch, we men need to figure more things out. We need to categorize and compartmentalize some things and go, we don't need that anymore. We can get rid of that, right? Do a little house cleaning. Us men, we don't need that stuff. Or, hey, we could use a little of that. Maybe we should bring that in to our little man house, right? So we're refurnishing our man home. And with the MANLIHOOD MANCAST, you get to explore a different perspective. There's a lot of men out there who have questions. They're really curious. They're really scared. They're looking for answers, and Josh Hatcher is manly enough to offer that with his Ask a Man segment. Men from all over the country send in their questions. 17-year-olds or wondering, how do I be a man? How do I turn this corner? Men who are having marital problems and wondering how do they deal with this from the male perspective. And Marty was lucky enough to be on that segment. So click the link in the description if you want to see Marty and some fellow men, my bros, my dudes, answer some questions, and to check out the MANLIHOOD MANCAST. Marty highly recommends it. Now, I gave you a lot to ruminate on. A lot of links in the description, But don't worry about it. Forget about those right now. I know you're feeling the pressure of, oh my gosh, do I need to click those links to understand what's going on in life? Don't worry. We feel this anxiety all the time to jump on the next link, jump on the next link, and then the next link, without fully even experiencing the link we've clicked on before. And the link I'm using as a metaphor, this is one of Marty's metaphors, and the links serve as a metaphor for the paths that you can take, right? Don't worry, those paths will always be there. But you started this path right now, this Marty's Minute Meditations. You began this path. So clear your mind. Take a moment and join me on this episode of Marty's Minute Meditations. Do you feel sick? Do you have a stuffy nose? A cough coming on? Maybe feel a little nauseous? Maybe you've got a headache? Do you feel sick? Maybe your body just feels a little weird. I've got this pain in my ankle. What does that mean? This has never happened to me before. Am I sick? Am I going to need medication? If I don't get that medication, am I going to die? Do you feel sick? Sick. What is sick? What is it to be sick? Your body isn't normal when it's sick. But getting sick, that's a normal thing. But when you get sick, you don't feel normal. That's how you know you're sick. But what if you're always a little bit sick? Maybe you don't even notice that you're sick, or that you've always been sick. Is your normal different from the normal? How do you know that your normal is the sick normal and not the normal? Maybe our normal is always a sick normal because society itself is sick. Society is sick. You know, when people don't feel normal, they take medications. Some need it once. Some need it for their entire life. People take supplements, creams, suppositories, injections, drugs, substances. People do what they can to just feel normal. Society is sick. And it's not just the sickness of the body we're fighting, but also the sickness of the mind. It's not just, oh, my ankle hurts. I wonder what that is. But it's also, oh, I'm anxious about that. Anxiety is a sickness of the mind. Society is sick. Worst of all is the sickness of the soul. My ankle hurts, and I hate the world because of it. Who did this to me? It was probably Dennis. I hate Dennis. Hatred is the sickness of the soul, and there's a lot of hatred out there now. Society is sick. Society has accepted medication because society has accepted it is always sick. So, do you feel sick? Starting to feel like you have one of the ailments I just mentioned? If we look at our bodies, we see a beautiful ecosystem, one that is vibrant, powerful, and diverse. Even those dreaded things that make us sick, the bacteria and viruses, they live inside this beautiful terrain. They make up the flora and fauna of our personal world. They surround us. They are within us. In our belly, down there where all that digestion happens, there's bacteria that helps us do that. We've got buddies. Not every virus or bacteria is an enemy. Sometimes they just like to set up shop in our body. Hey, Marty, just going to set up shop in your belly. Just going to help you digest some food. Well, that's so nice of you, bacteria. You're a true friend. Yes, we are. And we're going to be here forever because we're just lifetime buds. You help us, we help you. Oh, you're eating pasta? We'll help you digest that. Eating that banana? We'll help you digest that too. Thanks for giving us a cozy place to call our home. They are within us. Those microbes journey within you and start a cosmic conversation with your being. It begins as a passing interaction, a convergence of energy. Maybe it's a charming bacteria, a likable virus. It introduces itself with a joke, a witty remark. You start to get to know each other. Maybe even go out on a date with that bacteria. You really start to like each other. You make each other laugh. Even when there's a long pause, it's not awkward in the least. You like when that pause that would otherwise be awkward actually feels pretty comfortable with someone else. That's how that bacteria feels in your belly. It's nice. Maybe you decide to go out on a second date. It's a little weird to start. We had a great first date, a really great time. We really enjoyed each other. But what about this second date? There's a lot of pressure. Maybe we won't like each other as much. Maybe that was just a fluke. So that second date starts off a little rocky. Just trying to feel each other out. I don't know how to approach this. Is this the date when I admit my strange views on politics or religion? Is this the date when I mention that I sleep on the floor, have a podcast where I discuss the lingam, and that I disagree with certain aspects of feminism, but that I'm open to discuss it? Is this person going to accept and build on my views, or are they just going to stop them in their tracks and say, no more? No more of your views, thank you very much. There's a lot of anxiety there. But nevertheless, those views come out into the space. And look what happens. That second date feels really good. It's a good time. Oh my gosh, what a surprise. Do we dare go out on a third date? Do we dare take a plunge into deeper waters? Do we dare risk that emotional vulnerability? You do. Maybe you go out to dinner. It's a little more serious. It feels like you're taking each other to the next level in a relationship. We all know what that third date means. You know what I'm talking about out there. Don't be shy. It's part of the experience. We can't deny the truth of the experience. What's on your mind on that third date? You know what I'm talking about. I don't have to spell it out. Maybe something about that third date. Third time's a charm is maybe where that comes from. You know, Marty hasn't had a third date in a while. Not for lack of trying. Women just don't seem to like what Marty says on that second date. Maybe it's not in line with what they feel about politics or society, right? But Marty has his own views. He's not going to, change them to please a woman, right? He's thought about it, though. He's gone, well, maybe I could keep that belief a secret. Maybe I could stretch the truth a little bit. But then Marty wouldn't be Marty. So he misses out on the third date. And he can't really remember what it's about, but he can make a guess. He has a feeling about it. He has a sensibility about it. But anyway, this third date in the microbiome. Maybe it feels like, oh my gosh, the first date was a surprise. The second date might have been a fluke, but the third date, this one really matters. Now we know each other. You become really close with that bacteria after that third date. You begin a long and fruitful journey with them. They reproduce in your body, and suddenly what separates you from that bacteria is nothing more than a label, a name. Like a strong relationship, you have become one unit. Those are the good bacteria and viruses. They are within us. Some bacteria and viruses just make a quick stop in our body. Oh, I'm just doing some sightseeing. And then some of the good bacteria go, okay, move along, sir, thank you very much. But they don't put up a fuss. They go, yeah, you're right. I've spent my time here. I've seen everything I need to see. Thank you for this experience. I'll get going now. And that's what's going on in your body. Dates, relationships are blossoming, right? Some tourists come in and take a couple of photos and leave. But then sometimes you get the kind of bacteria, the viruses, that aren't very nice. They are within us. The type that show up and want to start a fight. They arrive at the bar in your belly, where all the other microorganisms show up to hang out, have a good time, have a drink, socialize, right? And before he's even started drinking, the virus is eyeing people up, flexing, showboating, trying to show off what kind of fighter he is. Then he gets a couple of drinks in him and he's ready to fight, because this guy's got anger issues. That's right, he's ready to go. He becomes rude to all the people in the bar in your belly. Maybe he says something offensive to somebody and everybody in that bar turns around, right? What's going on? Why is this happening? Who is this guy? What's he doing in this bar? Someone should show him the way out. But he starts getting louder and more aggressive. He starts slamming his fist on the bar. He's moving around like he's dangerous, and everybody is looking at each other going, someone should really show him the way out. And that's when it happens. Someone finally says something back because they aren't going to take it. Your body doesn't cower away when it's offended. It fights back. So then that virus takes a swing. There's a big commotion, and then the bouncers come out, and there's some big tussle. And that's how you get sick. Your body starts working on overdrive to get that drunk guy out of there. And usually your body wins. It fights it, it throws it out of the bar. Get out of here. Don't ever come back here again. We remember your name. We don't need your kind around here. We've got your photo up in the wall, so don't even try it, pal. All right, buddy? We know your name, chickenpox. So don't come back here. That's your body fighting back. Go body. You may feel sick, but you get better. But sometimes the body can't take it. They are within us. Sometimes we need outside help. We need a pill, a prescription, a vaccine. We put our faith in an outside entity to come in and take care of the problem. But we don't know what that entity is like. We don't know what their true goal is. Is it to solve the problem? Or is it to take advantage of us, to weaken us? Why should we trust a medicine that comes from the outside? Why should we trust the outsider? Like the Native Americans or the Africans who welcomed the colonizers onto their land. We believe that this medication comes in peace, that it will help us. Come on in, colonizers. We trust you. You say you're okay. But who knows? Maybe they'll start taking advantage of our body, mine it for its resources, rape our women and brain soil our children, enslave us and take away our God-given physical autonomy. It's a familiar story, and one that now occurs in our bodies. This authoritarian power that comes into our bodies now wants to tell us how to be, how to live. It wants to make us weak so we rely on it. Not surprising, since the medical community was made by a bunch of white men, right? We see your game. We see your plan. Should we trust a structure that was built by the colonizers? You know, the colonizers came in thinking they knew it all. They had science on their side. They trusted science. And look what happened to the people who didn't. They were gotten rid of like a disease. They were eradicated with science and technology. So why should we trust medicine? Now, Marty has to acknowledge he's not a medical professional, all right? I've read plenty of books about health and wellness, but I do have to say Marty isn't a practicing physician. So take my view with a grain of salt. But Marty also wants to say to you, you don't need a bunch of medical knowledge, a bunch of jargon, a bunch of mumbo-jumbo, or degrees to talk about health, okay? Marty doesn't trust the medical community because they just care about money. They just care about keeping us sick. Oh, you're sick? Well, we've got a medicine for that. Nice try, doc. You say you're in it to cure, but I see through your game, right? What, you expect me to think that you care about my health? If I'm healthy, you don't have a job. You don't have a purpose. Marty's done quite well without any kind of medicine. Well, I mean, sometimes I need a little bit of ibuprofen for my head, right? And then sometimes I do take an antibiotic for strep, right? Because, oh my goodness, strep is awful. It's terrible. Marty hates it. And those antibiotics take care of that, no problem. And then Marty does take a daily pill for something he doesn't like to talk about, right? I don't want to bring that up. That's a personal thing, right? And then I had vaccines when I was younger, but it wasn't my decision, all right? I didn't get to choose to have those vaccines. Who knows what that stuff is doing in Marty's body right now? Sometimes Marty gets a little anxious about it. He freaks out, and then Marty gets angry at his parents and the medical community for forcing it on him without his consent. People die from vaccines, and the doctors just say, yeah, we knew that would happen. Well, Marty thinks it's pretty strange that the solution to a problem could kill us, just like the problem itself. Oh, and I'm sure you'll bring out a bunch of data and science. But whose science? Am I right? There's a lot of science out there that we don't get to hear about because the government tells us what science is real science and what science is fake science. And we trust the government? How do we know they aren't choosing the science that will protect them? You know, the medication that will keep them in power. But you're sick. And you feel sick, so you want that medication. Oh no, we can't solve that on our own. So give me that prescription, that pill, that vaccine, anything to cure this feeling of sickness. Society's sick. We're all sick. The world's sick. We get sick, we take a medication. We think the problem is solved, but is it really? In this society, in this culture, we don't take care of our bodies because we have the backup plan. The pill, the vaccine. We can just take it. Then there's the sickness of the mind. We're anxious, we're scared, we can't concentrate. Don't worry, there's a pill for that. We can get rid of the feeling of anxiety, but we can't take care of the reason you're anxious. Society is sick. And it's because society is a disease. But we can't change that. Oh no. So just take a pill. And then you can go back to being a part of the problem again, right? But what about the sickness of the soul, the feeling of hate, the control of the ego? Modern medicine hasn't found the cure for that. Modern medicine hasn't found the cure for the true disease that lingers in our society. Do you feel sick? I know Marty does. Marty's starting to feel sick because he realizes that there's a sickness that goes beyond sickness. There's a sickness that is so sick that it makes everyone sick with its sickness. What is the most destructive sickness? What is the most powerful disease? Marty would say that it is one which is smarter than the rest. It's one that enters the bar in our bellies and convinces us that we, our own body, our own being, is the disease. It makes us believe that our pain and suffering is the fault of those around us, the fault of those who we've known for ages. Sound familiar? We are all sick. It seems to Marty that a virus has entered the body of humanity, of our society, and has deceived us. When we get sick and start looking to this virus as the cause, it acts all innocent and dumb and goes, "Oh no, I'm not the virus. I'm not the one causing the problems here. No, it's Dennis and Trisha and Gary. Don't you see? It was them all along. Don't look at me." It lies to us and tells us that the virus is other people. It makes us believe that other people are the cause of our sickness, that other people are the cause of our pain, that other people must be eradicated to cure this ailment. They are our enemies, and that is all they can ever be. Don't trust them. Don't even listen to them. Don't treat them like they are human. If you do, then you are the disease too, and the body of humanity needs to be cleansed of your presence. This virus that has gotten into our minds and souls, it has changed us. It has found the darkest parts of us and brought it to the surface. We are all sick. Sick with hatred. The pharmaceutical companies won't save us. They want to keep us sick, or else they can't take advantage of us. The politicians won't save us. They want the sickness of the soul to continue, the hatred for each other to continue. They want the deception of mankind by this greater virus to take root, or else they can't maintain power. So we try to cure it on our own, right? We prescribe the pill of violence. We administer the vaccine of mind control. And the sickness just gets worse. What is the cure? How can we cure the sickness of this hate, the sickness of the soul? There is no vaccine for it. There is no quick fix. Society needs a new diet. It needs to heal in a healthy way. It needs to get on the treadmill, do some breath work, and reimagine its life and path. We need to see all people as important parts of our large societal body. They've been misguided by this sickness. If we allow the sickness to continue, if we just put a Band-Aid on it, Take another pill so we don't feel the pain? Have another shot for a moment of peace? Are we really getting rid of the sickness? What is the cure? Marty worries. Maybe the virus has won. Maybe it's smarter than us. Maybe we are weaker than the sickness. Maybe it will divide us. Maybe it will make the body destroy itself. Maybe there is no hope. What is the cure? So, for this meditation, Marty wants to give you a dose of modern Menicine. It's not a vaccine. It's not a pill. It's something far more special than that. Because it's you. It's already within you. Take a breath in. And a breath out. Close your eyes as long as you aren't driving or operating heavy machinery. And imagine that I hand you something. I place something in your hand. You feel something warm in there, in your palm. And when you open it to see, you witness a small, glowing light in your hand.
Take this medicine, and you will see what the world is. You will see truth.
Trust the medicine. You place it on your tongue. This small glowing light. And you swallow it. You feel its warmth go down your throat and into your belly. It will heal you. It will fix you. You will be better. You feel that light emanate in your belly. It warms its way through the rest of your body. You feel that warmth in your chest, in your shoulders, in your hips.
Do you feel sick?
In your arms and hands, your buttocks, your legs, and your feet. You feel it reach up into your head, warming your brain and
They
mind.
are within us.
You will get back to normal. Normal. We want you to be normal. You are sick. As you feel it course through your body, you feel that warmth. It's not the outside source that's giving that to you. It's you. You have faith in yourself. You have faith in your mind and in your body and in your spirit. You do not need the sickness. You feel that warm glow in your eyes. And now you see that the fear of sickness leads to hate. Sickness of the body creates sickness of the mind, creates sickness of the soul. How do we cure
What is the cure?
our body of all of it? Let that warm glow conquer it, because it is within you.
They are within us.
Do not fear its warmth. Do not fear your own power. Most of all, do not fear other people. They are sick too.
Society is sick.
They see the world the way you did.
You see,
This warm glow, this medication, it helps you to see that all people are scared.
we are all sick.
They don't want to be sick. They don't want to be scared. They don't want to be hateful. They want to be healthy, normal, happy, and loving. They want their body to be full of love. And maybe that is the best medication. A warm embrace, a caring eye, a helpful hand. Maybe that is true medication. What is the virus that causes our sickness? Trust the medicine. It will heal you. It will fix you. You will be better. You will get back to normal. Normal. We want you to be normal. Take a breath in and take a breath out. And a breath in and a breath out. Let that warm glow stay with you. It does not pass. It's part of you now. Whenever you come across the sickness of the world, you can trust that that warm glow within you, that love that is within all of us, will cure all sickness in this world. Thank you for joining me for another Marty's Minute Meditations. I already feel healed by your presence. And until next time, I'll be here, waiting, ready to meditate.
We are all sick.